everybody. So my name is Sergeant Jason Speck, and I am the PCR Sergeant in charge of our community relations here at Milpitas PD. I want to say thank you so much for letting us join the Gulu Gulu preschool today. We're going to be reading a book, and then we're going to be showing you a tour of one of our police vehicles. Today we have Lieutenant Miller. Lieutenant Miller has been here about 18 years, and he's recently been promoted lieutenant. He's going to be reading one of the books that I brought in that used to be my daughter's favorite book, called Officer Buckle and Gloria. Lieutenant Miller is one of my favorite people here because him and I have known each other the entire time we've been working together, and he's pretty fun and pretty animated, so I think you guys will like him quite a bit. But if you guys are ready to go, I will switch him over and I'll see you guys in a minute. All right, take care.
Thank you, Sergeant Speck. Good morning, friends. My name's Matt, and I'm a police officer with Milpitas Police. And today, we're going to read a book together called Officer Buckle and His Police Dog, Gloria. It's one of my favorite books. It's actually a book that I've read to my children as well. It reminds me of myself a little bit because Officer Buckle has a police dog. And many years ago, I too had a police dog named Rico. So that was me and my police dog, Rico, not Gloria. So today, let's find out about Officer Buckle and Gloria. And it's a book written by Peggy Rathman. Officer Buckle knew more safety tips than anyone else in Napville. Every time he thought of a new one, he thumbtacked it to his bulletin board. You can see all the safety tips that Officer Buckle has there on the bulletin board. Safety tip number 77 says, never stand on a swivel chair. That could be dangerous. Officer Buckle shared his safety tips with the students in Napville School. Nobody ever listened. Sometimes there was snoring. You see this little guy, he's sleeping. She's so bored, she spilled her pudding. If you can see that down there, her banana pudding. Afterward, it was business as usual. Mrs. Topple, the principal, took down the welcome banner. Never stand on a swivel chair, said Officer Buckle. But Mrs. Topple didn't hear him. And you can see Mrs. Topple on the swivel chair, getting ready to fall down. Then one day, Napville's police department bought a police dog named Gloria. When it was time for Officer Buckle to give the safety speech at the school, Gloria went along. And police dogs ride in police cars with the officer. So you can see Gloria there. Children, this is Gloria, announced Officer Buckle. Gloria obeys my commands. Gloria, sit. And Gloria did, and she sat. You can see her sitting right there like a good dog. Officer Buckle gave safety tip number 1. Keep your shoelaces tied. The children sat up and stared. Not because they were interested, but because Gloria was being kind of sneaky. She was copying Officer Buckle. Officer Buckle checked to see if Gloria was sitting at attention, and she was, but only when he looked. Safety tip number 2, said Officer Buckle, always wipe up spills before someone slips and falls. The children's eyes popped, but not because they were interested in Officer Buckle. Gloria was standing on her head. Silly dog. Officer Buckle checked on Gloria again. Good dog, he said. Officer Buckle thought of a safety tip he had discovered that morning. There's Gloria paying attention. What was the safety tip? Never leave a thumbtack where you might sit on it. That would hurt and make you jump. The audience roared, but not because they were listening to Officer Buckle, because Gloria jumped way up in the air. Officer Buckle grinned. He said the rest of the tips with plenty of expression. The children clapped their hands and cheered. Some of them laughed until they cried. Officer Buckle was surprised. He had never noticed how funny safety tips could be. After the safety speech, there wasn't a single accident. And there's Gloria dancing, having fun, and Officer Buckle's all happy. The next day, an enormous envelope arrived at the police station. It was stuffed with thank you letters from the students at Knapville School. You can see all the letters there that they sent them with pictures of Gloria that they drew. Every letter had a drawing of Gloria on it. Officer Buckle thought the drawing showed a lot of imagination. This letter here says, "Dear Gloria and Officer Buckle, thanks for coming to our school. You are nice. Your friend, George." And that's the one in the middle. His favorite letter was written on a star-shaped piece of paper. It said, "You and Gloria make a good team. Your friend, Claire." And then she says, "I follow safety tip number 7 and wear my crash helmet," which is good when you always ride a bike or a scooter or even a skateboard. Officer Buckle was thumbtacking Claire's letter to his bulletin board when the phone started ringing. Grade schools, high schools, daycare centers were all calling about the safety speech. "Officer Buckle," they said, "our students want to hear your safety tips, and please bring along that police dog, Gloria." Officer Buckle told his safety tips to 313 different schools. Everywhere he and Gloria went, children sat up and listened. And you can see there's Gloria jumping around having a good time, and the children having a good time as well down there. After every speech, Officer Buckle took Gloria out for ice cream. Officer Buckle loved having a buddy. I always gave my buddy milk bones or biscuits. Then one day, a television news team videotaped Officer Buckle in the State College auditorium. It was packed. You see all the people there paying attention? When he finished safety tip 99, "Do not go swimming during electrical storms," the students jumped to their feet and applauded. "Bravo! Bravo!" they cheered. Officer Buckle bowed again and again. But they were more excited about Gloria pretending to be shocked up there. That night, Officer Buckle watched himself on the 10 o'clock news. Gloria looks a little nervous. The next day, the principal of Knapville School telephoned the police station. "Good morning, Officer Buckle. It's time for our safety speech." Officer Buckle frowned. "I'm not giving any more speeches. Nobody looks at me anyway." "Oh, Mrs. Topple," said Mrs. Topple. "Well, how about Gloria? Could she come?" They wanted to see her more importantly anyway. Someone else from the police station gave Gloria a ride to the school. Gloria sat on stage looking lonely. Then she fell asleep. So did the audience. After Gloria left, Knapville School had its biggest accident ever. You can see Officer Buckle sad because no one wants to listen. But then there's Gloria, lonely because she didn't have her friend either. That accident started with a puddle of banana pudding. Splat, splatter, sploosh. You can see everybody slipping on banana pudding. Everyone slid smack into Mrs. Topple, who screamed and then let go of her hammer because she was standing on a swivel chair again. The next morning, a pile of letters arrived at the police station. Every letter had a drawing of the accident. Officer Buckle was shocked. At the bottom of the pile was a note written on a paper star. Officer Buckle smiled. The note said, "Gloria missed you yesterday. Your friend Claire." And guess what? Claire was still wearing her crash helmet. Safety tip number 7. Gloria gave Officer Buckle a big kiss on the nose. Officer Buckle gave Gloria a nice pat on the back. Then Officer Buckle thought of his best safety tip yet. There they are. Best friends again. And that safety tip was safety tip number 101. Always stick with your buddy, which is something you guys might do when you're older and go on field trips. So always stick with your buddy. And that brings us to the end of Officer Buckle and Gloria. Sergeant Speck, I'll turn it back to you.
Hey everybody. So right now, Lieutenant Miller is going to be heading his way out to where his vehicle is, and he's going to give you guys a tour. So one of the unique things about being a police officer is most of us, when we're driving around protecting the community, we don't sit in office like I do, but we sit in our vehicles because that's the best way we can get out and help people and get to the places we need to go. But so a police car becomes essentially the office that we use on a daily basis. And so it's really important that we have all of our equipment and that we're completely self-sufficient so that we can be out there to assist and be ready at a moment's notice when someone calls 911. So Lieutenant Miller is going to give you a tour, not only from the outside, but the inside, so that you guys can see what it looks like inside the car, what the lights look like, and kind of just a general idea of what it takes for us to make our way as we go about the city. So I hope you guys like that book. I know it was one of my favorites when my daughter was growing up. She's a little bit bigger now, but when she was younger, that was definitely her favorite. So if you guys can hang out 1 second, we'll be back shortly.
That was a great story, is it? Never mind. I don't know anything. No. Oh!
Okay, friends, I'd like to show you my police car. I know right now you're in preschool, and that's sort of like your office. But when we're at work, police officers stay in their car because that's like our mobile office. It allows us to do all kinds of things. So our police cars have a lot of neat little features that I think you'll find fascinating. We have big lights that are like flashlights. This helps us see at nighttime when it's dark. That way we know where we're going and it can help us find what we're looking for. But if you come in here, I can show you some other fun things. Our police cars have computers. This is how we type reports, and it allows us to do more work. But one of the best things about a police car are the lights. So if you look right here, when I turn the switch, we turn all the flashing lights on. These lights help tell people that we need to go somewhere really fast and we're on our way to an emergency. But when you have these lights on, you have to have a siren. It wouldn't be the same without it. So let me do the siren for you. And then, if people don't want to get out of our way, we have something called an air horn. Check this out. That's one of the best things too. We have something called a PA announcement. This allows us to talk louder so we can tell people things. We can say, I love Gulu Gulu Preschool. Or, good afternoon, Mrs. Chen, teacher at Gulu Gulu Preschool. It allows us to talk louder. If you come around here, this is a passenger compartment, but this is reserved only for bad guys. Only bad guys go in the back, not good little boys and girls like yourselves. So if we have a bad guy, we have to put them back here. That way they won't be able to harm anybody else. So this is where bad guys sit. Don't know if you can see it. Nope, guess not. We got more stuff in the back too. In the trunk, we have more things. We have cones. If there's an accident, we can set out cones. We have cameras to take pictures. We have blankets to give people if they need to stay warm. And we have fire extinguishers in case we have to help put out fires, because we help firefighters sometimes too. And we have first aid kits in case someone needs medical aid. So everything a police officer might need throughout the course of his or her day is all right here in our trusty police car. This is just like our office. So next time you see one of us in a police car, make sure you wave to us and smile, because we love it when you guys wave to us and say hi.
Well, thank you guys very much for letting us join you today. Make sure you listen to your teachers. Make sure you listen to your parents. Do your homework. And always do good things for other people. Thank you guys so much. You take care of yourself, all right? Bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Amazing. Wow. Yay. This is amazing. For a virtual tour like this, it's my first time, but it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like it?